Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Abigail, and if you're new here, thanks for stopping by. I hope to see you. Subscribe to my channel and turn on the post notification to get notified when I post a new video. So in today's tutorial, we'll be learning how to make this beautiful baby frock dress, and it's a sew along video. And if you'd like to see how I made this, kindly stick around with me and let's get started. So this dress is so simple and you need just three components to make this up. And here I have this rectangular piece, and the dimension is 25" by 17" and you need to cut two pieces. And for this small rectangle here, which will be the shoulder strap, I have 11" by 3" and I cut two pieces. And for the elastic, I have here 9" by 1.5". So these are the components you need in making this dress. I will now head over to my sewing machine to show you the sewing process. First, I'm using a plain crepe fabric for this project, and in order for me to identify which is the wrong and the right side, I'll just get my chalk to mark that out. So this is the right side and this is the right side. So I'll take one piece, set this aside, and fold this edge by the 1/4". Also, you can skip this part by overlocking the edge, but I decided to sew that part on 1/4". So as you can see, I'm just folding that part only once by that 1/4", and I'll do that for the first piece and the second piece. So next, what I'll be doing now is to mark out 5" across this edge where we folded. So I'm going to get my chalk and mark this out, and then get my ruler to draw a straight line across. Next, take that edge and place on top of that 5" mark. I'm just going to take my pins and hold that in place and sew on 1/4" allowance. So that's done, and I did the same for the second piece. And the next thing you want to do is to iron those areas that was sewn down. So I have both pieces ironed down, and what I'll be doing next is to create a channel for the elastic band. So I'll just set this aside and measure out 1.5", which is the elastic band width, and also add 2 to 3/8 of an inch. The reason for this is to enable me pass the elastic band freely, and you don't have to have that band bending when passing it through that channel. Another reason for this is to make the elastic lay flat instead of having that bending effect, because this elastic area will be the chest part of this dress and you don't want it uncomfortable for the baby. Okay, now I'm done with the first piece. I will now repeat the same process on the second piece. Next is to pass the elastic through the channel. So what I'm doing now is to take a safety pin, attach on the elastic, and then pass it through the channel. After doing this, I will secure both ends with a pin and later on stitch both ends down. I'll do this for this piece and the second piece. So I'm done passing this elastic band through the channel. I'll repeat the same thing on the second piece. So I'm done with the both pieces. As you can see how lovely it's already turning out. So I'm just going to set this aside and work on the shoulder strap. So once again, the measurement for this strap is 11 by 3" and I have two pieces of this. So I have these two pieces here, which will be the shoulder strap. I'm just going to fold into two and sew on a 1/2" seam allowance. I'm doing so on this first strap, and I'll repeat the same thing on the second strap. And after doing this, I will turn it to the right side and then give it a good press so that I can attach it to the main bodice. So I'm going to set the shoulder straps aside and then identify the wrong side of my fabric by marking it out. With the wrong side facing up, I'm going to take my tape and mark out the middle of this, as you can see. So I have the middle and then measure the chest of the baby. So for me, I have 6 inches for the chest. So from that middle, I'll mark out 3 inches apart and then take the straps and attach on that mark. So I'll take the wrong side of the strap facing upward. Note that the wrong side of the strap is where you have the seam line in between. I'm just going to zoom this inward for you to see better. And as you can see, this is the wrong side, is facing upward, and I'm going to fold it to the right side. So after folding this to the right side, I'll place it on the 3-inch mark I made earlier and sew on a 1/4 inch allowance. So when sewing this, try as much as possible not to sew on the elastic and sew very close to where you have the seam line of the elastic band channel. So maintaining a 1/4 inch seam allowance, I'm just going to join that strap to the bodies, and I'm going to repeat the same process on the second strap. Next is to take the other half and attach the shoulder strap to the bodies. So I'll repeat the same process by marking out the chest area on these bodies and attach the shoulder strap like I did earlier. So I'm done attaching this, and what I'll be doing now is to join the side seam together. So I'm just going to place this right side facing each other and join on a 1-inch seam allowance. Next, I'll head over to my overlocker machine and set around these raw edges on the side seam, and after that I'll now come back to the sewing machine to hem around these areas. So for the final touch, I'll iron the hem area and also the side seams. So this is the final look. This dress is so beautiful and it can be worn by a baby of 9 to 1 year old. I hope you enjoy sticking around with me on this one. Thank you so much for watching. Please do subscribe to my channel, like my videos, comment, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.